Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Thiago Ayres, and I'm very happy to be here for the second time in the campus party stage. We are today at the Living Better stage, so we're going to talk a little bit about science, about health, and about improving our existence using science based knowledge. So, this is what we're going to see today: hacking science based human performance for all. I'm going to share with you the case of the brain fitness movement, a movement that I started with a bunch of other misfits and curious people about human performance, and over 5 years ago, and it's literally changing hundreds and thousands of lives. So this is a little bit of me. I do not have, first of all, let me make that clear. I do not have a career either in health or in care. My career was fully developed in the business management world. All right, so I'm a business consultant. I also have a strong foot in education. I'm a startup investor, and I do gig speaking, international speaking in management and innovation and entrepreneurship and leadership. But this quest of my career led me to make some questions about human performance, about productivity, about achieving more, and not only working more hours. So, over a decade ago, I started this personal quest of trying to understand what science had to offer as far as making our performance better. And it really led me to a journey which was way bigger than I thought. And it ended up in this great movement that I'm sharing with you guys today. So those are my social networks if you guys want to connect later. Uh, Quick intro. There are two main concepts that we are going to rely on today. All right. So everything that I'm going to share about the brain fitness case lies on top of two beliefs. All right. The first one, it's called biohacking. I'm sure that many of you have already heard it. It's a concept and a terminology that has become more and more present in the past few years. Dave Asprey, which is an individual that has dedicated his life to this topic, calls it the art and science of changing the environment around you and inside you so that you have more control over your own biology. It's the process of using science, biology, and self experimentation to upgrade your body, your mind, and your life. So it has a little bit of protagonism, it has a little bit of body and mind. So biohacking is the first concept that we rely on. The second concept that we're going to rely on, it's called crowd science. All right, this one is not very it's not as famous as biohacking. Maybe it's not as sexy as biohacking, but honestly, I truly believe in it from all of my heart. You can find the same concept also known as community science or citizen science or crowded source science, volunteer monitoring, or online citizen science. It is basically the understanding of scientific research conducted in part or in full by non professional scientists, whose outcomes can be both advancements in scientific research as well as an increase in the public's understanding of science. And I've put that in bold there for you guys to make sure that we really pay attention a little bit to this. We're talking not only about expanding the boundaries of knowledge, but also to making sure it is accessible by regular people like myself, like you, like people who are not professionally inserted in the bio world. All right. So this is the second belief and concept that we are going to rely upon. So the brain fitness movement, before starting to explain to you what is it, let me explain you the why, right? So as I told you, around 10 years ago, I started, my professional life was, in full gear. I was doing a bunch of stuff all over the world. I've been to almost to 30 countries, a lot of gigs, a lot of contracts, and time was not um, giving the ROI that I needed, and I felt like I could produce more, I could achieve more, I could impact more than just adding more hours. On top of that, I had an NDE, a near-death experience. I had a motorcycle accident many years ago, and it really changed a little bit my perspectives in life. So I started more heavily making these questions to myself. So the question that really started it all, it's a no discussion in science, which is about, should we care? Should we focus our energy on depth of discoveries, which means applied scientific research, and expanding the boundaries and discovering new things, or should we focus our energy on the width of application? So what I found out is it's both, right? So as mankind, we should focus both on discovering new things, making sure state of the art science keeps progressing and keeps finding new stuff, but also we have a major gap on the application, on the access. It's not something that is democratic today, the access to basic science, especially human performance science. So in the human development world, most of what is already known by science is still largely unknown to most people. So that movement started as a scream to bridge that gap. So through a series of independent projects, that may be courses, workshops, online journeys, they're both online and offline. The creators, the founders of this movement, we aim to spread the understanding and application on science-based human performance development for the average person, for the average with knowledge, with habits, with challenges, and with gamification. And it has been changing lives ever since. All right. So basically, I had three reasons for that. The first one was a personal reason, which was my personal quest for productivity and achievement. The second one, I noticed it was a great opportunity because the same questions that I was asking myself, a lot of people were asking too. And the third one, which I think is the most important, there's a noble reason. I realized I could help, thousands, maybe millions of people around the world, helping them change their lives. So that was the noble reason behind it. So now that we understand the why, let me tell you the what is it. So BrainFitness is a movement, all right? Is a movement on science-based human growth hacking techniques. We are based on research, on three types of research: on field research, bibliographical research, and empirical. And we cover from neuroscience aspects to productivity hacks. It is of a descriptive character, which means it shares whatever science knows, and it's not non-prescriptive. So it doesn't aim to give a method or a recipe or a step-by-step for any given individual. All right. So we are focused on human performance, and the way we have done it and delivered it throughout the years has different formats. So this movement, as I said, started a little bit over a decade ago. And let's say the first 5 years were my personal research. A lot of scientific papers, documentaries, bibliographical gathering. And by 2015, 2016, my research, I had my near-death experience, and it really shook me that I needed to do something about it. That those 5 years of research, I had to share it. People were asking me, Ayres, how do you do it? How are you able to make sure you can fit so many different responsibilities and you can achieve so much? What are the secrets? So in 2016, it became clear that I needed to share. So I put my gaming on the research. So research started to get serious between 2015 and 2016. I started doing interviews all over the world. I interviewed psychiatrists in the United States. I interviewed health professionals in Latin America. I interviewed biochemists in Poland. So I really started upping the game on the research. And experimentation. By 2017, I started sharing the first contents. I was still a little skeptical because, as I said, this is not my profession. I wasn't trained or studied formally to do this. So I was like, why would somebody listen to a business consultant about health and human performance and human development? But you know what? I just started in 2017 and it really started participating on events and it really took off. In 2018, I was already raising my impact. I was being invited to keynote session for large congresses, 1,000, 1,200 people. And we launched the first 4 hours workshop on brain fitness, sharing the techniques and the hacks that we had. Everything went so great that by the end of 2018, we launched the first 3-day immersion. All right, so we took off to a resort in the middle of nothing, in the middle of the jungle, and with the whole infrastructure for us, and dedicated 3 days of our lives to those techniques. It was awesome. 2019 was the year of going online. We had our another 3-day immersion boot camp, and we had our debut of the online version. It was basically a course, but then in 2020, we really upped the game. We finally achieved what I can call product maturity. We found a great format which can be delivered online, but it really delivers an impact. And we call that edition the Anti-Fragile. All right. It was launched right after COVID hit. It was around March 2020. And it's the most mature edition of brain fitness so far. So this is the one I'm going to be focusing on and explaining to you a little bit. So I'm going to tell you the case, explaining a little bit about this last edition. So Anti-Fragile is a transformation journey, all right, a 7-week transformation journey. So I gathered a squad of 7 specialists, 7 experts in different areas of human development. We had scholars, we had psychologists, we had neuroscientists, we had CrossFit coaches, we had wellness coaches, we had, different types of profiles that got together for a challenge to help you turn your life around in 7 weeks for body and mind. All right, so it's a multi-subject transformation journey, a growth hacking immersion with gamified challenges, with videos, exercises, apps, interviews, and great quality content. So this was the proposal in the beginning of the program. So these are the topics. You can see these are the topics that we covered in that journey. So as I said, it's a multi-topic journey, and the 7 topics are there. The first one, I'm gonna be going over each one of them real quick, so that you get a good glance, get a good feeling about it. All right. First of all, physiology. The first one is physiology. So this is the we call it 7 axes. All right. So this first axe, we talk about the physiology, the way we process and use our energy, food, body, hydration, brain, sleep, fasting, and your chronotypes. Basically, it is the first axe because we arrive in the conclusion that there's no performance without energy. So for every one of the 7 axes, you have content and you have challenges. I'm going to get to that in a second. Let me just go over the 7 topics so that you guys get a good glance of all of the journey. The second axe, it's called mindset. It's mastering the inner chaos. All right. So we go over neuroscience. We go over emotional intelligence, identifying and recognizing emotional states, how to get in and get off emotional states, how to install new habits, how to transform your mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, exercises, anxiety, depression. And this second axe is really focused on the mentality of the individual. Then we go to the third axe. Now that we got our body in order and our mind in order, we go to the third axe, which is focus and choices. All right, we call it choices and reinventing yourself, how to set goals and how to adjust them when we get challenges presented from life. So we got an ex national rowing champion that was leading that module, that topic specifically. And nothing like an athlete to let us know how do you set goals in life and how do you align all of your choices to direct your energy and your focus to the goal that you need to achieve. Once we got that covered, we go on to the next step, which is the fourth X, and we call it execution. Now it's time to talk about productivity. It's time to talk about agility, time management, how to use the best of the 24 hours that everybody gets, the 1,440 minutes of the day. So we talk about good time management habits, methods, apps to produce not only more, but also to produce better. All right. Once we got that covered, and it's a very pragmatic step, the fourth step, we go to the fifth step where we deal with some heavy stuff. What do I call the heavy stuff? The fifth X, it's called crossings. All right. So crossings is the X where we discuss fear, vulnerability, courage, purpose, legacy. For some reason, I see that the presentation is it showing? All right, now we got it. We got it back. So crossings, owning life and owning happiness. It is said that all of these topics that we covered so far, they're not covered in our basic education. And talking about fear, talking about courage, purpose, and legacy is mandatory, to have a fulfilled life. I was convinced of it by my own research. All right. So next one, the sixth X, it's called networking, building value networks. So on this one, we basically share the belief that success is a team-based sport, and the art and science of making relevant relationships makes a great difference in life. So the sixth X is about networking. And the last one, intellectual autonomy. All right. So the freedom of learning to learn. This is the last topic that the school never gave us. We should have gotten this from our basic education, but we basically learn content, and content expires. We never learned how to learn by ourselves. So the seventh X is about intellectual autonomy, how you keep learning yourself. So these are the seven X's, and you guys can make me the following question. All right, but so far it looks like a course. What makes it so awesome? Is it the content? Well, let me share with you the 7 reasons why the anti-fragile journey was so awesome. First reason is the squad, the scientists and the people who are, and you can notice that I'm not into the squad, I just gather them, and they are the specialists, each one in their own field of expertise, and they bring the science. In each one of these 7 topics, there is a lot of things that mankind already found out that have been proved and evidenced by research. However, that is not accessible to the regular you. All right. So the first reason why this movement has been impacting so much is the people that bring the science with them. All right. The second reason why this movement has been so awesome is the community. Yes, you're not alone. As you can see, people sharing common beliefs or sharing anything, it's what makes a community. Community literally means what we have in common. So in our case, we cannot sit around a bonfire due to the current conditions of the world, but we do get together in Zoom meetings, and that's our community. So you're not in your human development journey by yourself. You have people different from you, but who are looking for the same thing, who are searching the same things. The third reason why transformation journey is so awesome is the materials that we provide. There's a guide that goes to every participant that includes tools, challenges, references, templates, a suggestion of apps, recommendations of materials, and all that kind of stuff to make sure your journey is the best journey possible. I think we have a little bit of lag, but no problem. Let's keep moving. The next reason, the fourth reason why this journey was so impactful is the books and articles. So we make sure that besides our own content, people have access to other great authors, people who have researched and found out great stuff related to those 7 topics. So every participant receives a list of books and links to articles, usually research papers, to base whatever we are presenting. All right. So we got Elizabeth Gilbert, we got Daniel Kahneman, we got Dave Asprey. We have lot of great content to be the basis of our claims. Reason number 5: not only you get the books and the articles, but you also get playlists. All right. So the participants receive 4 different playlists for deep focus and study, for motivation, for fitness, and that helps them, get into the mood and influence their brain in the right direction. All right. Let's move to reason number 6 that makes this journey so awesome: the tech behind it. So every participant receives a Fitbit monitor like this one. All right. So they receive tech like this. We use smart rings. We use brainwave scanners. So we try to make the best use of the techs to help us, get those habits going, use technology and apps to track our progress. And the 7th, but not least important reason that this journey was a huge success is the gamification. So once again, during these 7 weeks, it's not only a course, it's not only watching videos, it's about going through the journey. And the journey has challenges every week. For each one of those 7 topics, you have a challenge to fulfill, to perform. Let me go over a little bit. This might be a little bit easier for you guys to follow me on. All right. So, all right, this is good. All right. So every week we use a platform called Game Ties, which is a gamification platform. Every week you go into the topic that you need to enter, and you have many different challenges for each topic. All right. So once you go over and you start executing them, you start posting the evidence, and then you have many options. You can check the activities, you can check the leaderboard, you can go and get rewards by each of the challenge that was completed. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but gamification is actually using game elements to increase engagement in real life challenges. So these are print screenshots of executed challenges by the participants. All right. So this is a print screen of the sleeping monitoring app. This is a physical exercise challenge. So see, it records the time. It gives them a trophy. There's a little bit of video that they had to perform a testimonial, or you can upload a picture of your notes. Whatever it is, it all goes and gives you points. So at the end, you have a leaderboard that you can check. Guys, if you can just pop up my screen and my video, that might be better. All right, thank you. You can check the leaderboard. All right, so every week you have the leaders and the points. But the funny thing is that they're not running against each other. They're running against themselves. All right. So the game, we have all the metrics, the most active time for each module. So this is where the science of performance comes on, all right? We can monitor all of the aspects. We had a total of 51 challenges, a little bit over 1,200 comments, more than 6,000 votes. You can vote in each other's challenges. So yeah, this is where the science comes on. The most popular challenges, the engagement levels. All right, guys, if you can pop up the video. All right. So guys, I have nothing else to share besides a little bit of the results. All right. The results were awesome. Oh, last slide. The results were awesome. We received testimonials letting us know that many people were, transforming their lives with this. We have testimonials like completely changed my life. I was able to have more emotional control. Overwhelming learning experience with each of the experts. The journey was an incredible time for me. Many changes. I was able to put in practice many projects that I was procrastinating. It has been a 360 degrees experience for me. The small changes for me are generating great impact. The physical activities helped me drop over 10 pounds, and it helped me have more energy and better direction of my life. So this is the evidence that it's working. We are very proud of leading that movement. It is still only in the beginning. We are taking this to a lot of different countries. There's no regional aspect to this. This applies to any person in the earth. And I would like to thank you guys and leave you with the last thought, which is people don't choose their futures, they choose their habits, and their habits determine their futures. Thank you very much. Thiago Ayres, I was very happy to be here with you today, and I'm looking forward for us to see each other again. All right, thank you.